Well, the last little glimpse of the garden at Alderman Farms that we gave you was a video about grass, our new perspective on grass in the garden. The grass is continuing to grow, but you know what? We have a whole lot more going on in the garden than just grass. And so Patty's going to give us a little tour and a breakdown of what we have growing, how it's coming, and so forth. So I'm going to turn it over to Patti.
First, I want to talk to y'all about our tomato plants. I think I'm the most proud of them. This year is the first year that I have been able to raise plants from seed, and so I've not had to buy one tomato plant, and I planted about 119 tomato plants. This first bed is our cherry tomatoes, and first we have our black cherry, and they have lots of blooms, and they're also having some fruit on them. Our farmers market starts in about a week and a half, and so I'm hoping to have a few ripe tomatoes anyway. Next we have a red zebra. Of course the black cherry is going to be a dark color, won't be totally black. The red zebra will be a red stripe cherry tomato. Then we have a yellow yellow pearl, which I'm excited about that. All of our tomatoes are heirloom tomatoes, but this is one that I only had about 10 seeds, and they all came up, and so I'm excited to be able to save some seeds from them.
The plants are huge.
Yes, they've done very, very good this year. We've had lots of rain, and of course we fertilized from our barn. And then the last is our gold pearl that we're planting. And then on the very end I have basil down here. We're trying to do some companion planting. We haven't done a ton of it, but I actually had some basil in some of my other tomato beds where a plant didn't make it, but I have moved them because they weren't going to make it because they were being shaded out. The bed we were just looking at is to my far right. That was our smaller tomatoes, cherry tomatoes, pear tomato, and then this bed here is going to be our normal size tomatoes, our eating tomatoes. But first we have about 12 black creme. I've never planted them before, so I'm real excited. Then we have about 12 brandywine and about 12 Amish paste tomatoes in here. So about 30 to 36 plants. I had a few plants that didn't make it in this bed, but only about 3, I think. So maybe 30, 33 plants, something like that. They're already getting tomatoes on them and blooms, and like I said, I'm holding my breath to have tomatoes for the farmers market, but I just don't know if it's going to make it. So we actually have 3 full boxes of tomatoes. This is our second one, and then our third box, it has 12 mortgage lifter tomatoes in it, and then 24 Cherokee purple. And I do see one right here on the corner that didn't make it, so I don't quite have 36 tomatoes in this bed, and I've went ahead and put some cilantro right here, and hopefully that won't get shaded out. If it does, I'll just dig it up and put it somewhere else.
Do you have any of the Cherokee purples that are making yet?
There's some down on the very corner. It may not be this corner, Tommy, it may be the next corner. Down low I have seen some, and they're definitely distinct. You can tell which ones they are. We've also done a different, you can actually see where they're starting to be creased right here.
Yeah.
That's when they have ridges, I guess, not creases.
Sorry about that, folks. A little aerial trick photography, I guess.
We've tied our tomatoes differently this year, as you can see. Every tomato is not staked. We've tried to do I don't know what it's called, the string method or something, but these tomatoes they're leaning this way, and they all need to be pulled back up. If our tomatoes can stay upright, I think we're going to make a lot of tomatoes this year, but I'm just not quite sure. Here's the one I was talking about.
Whoa! I need to quit that.
The last tomatoes I'm going to tell you about is our Rugers. I haven't ever planted them. I've read about them. I'm excited about them. All these tomatoes I'm real excited about, but these are supposed to do really well here. And there's about 4 plants in here. I have kind of it's just a big, like a tomato bush, but anyway, they're supposed to be, I think, heat tolerant. So I'm excited to see what they're going to do also. And then right here next to the tomatoes, you'll see there's a basil plant there. And then there's a few more basil plants here. These are the ones that I moved out of my tomato bed. And I did it, the ground was good and wet. And I just dug up plenty of dirt around them and placed them here, and they have done great. next to the tomatoes over here, this is some volunteer flowers, some zinnias right there. I'm just letting grow, and over here on the side too. But right there, when we went to the Seed Festival in Mansfield, Missouri at Baker Creek, I actually was able to pick up a few feverfew plants, and that's them right here. This is the feverfew. And so they're doing great. I actually bought one plant, but there was 3 in there. And so I separated them, and they're growing great. And also I was able to pick up, no, I think I ordered this. It's horseradish right here. And I'm real excited. I actually had 2 roots. And so we'll be harvesting that, I believe, in the fall. So I'm real excited about having fresh horseradish. All right, over to the far edge over there is our sage. I have, let's see, I think that's 6 plants right there. I have grown sage before, and I've actually used it to season sausage that we've made with our deer meat. And so I don't like a ton of sage, but I do like some sage in it. And over to the left of that and on forward is parsley. I didn't get, some of my parsley died, and I did transplants with all of this stuff in my little greenhouse that Tommy and I made. And so I need to get more parsley in the ground because I do use a lot of parsley. And then right here is chamomile. I've never grown chamomile before. I want to be able to make chamomile tea. It's supposed to be very relaxing. So I have to do some more research. I think I have to dry the flowers, but I'm not sure. So I'll be doing more research with that. And then this right here is something else that I've never grown before. It starts with an M, and it's a seasoning. But I can't say the word. I can see it, but I can't say it right. But anyway, so I've got other herbs that I want to plant.
Just call it mm-mm.
I hope it's mm-mm. Anyway, so this is about all the herbs that I have planted. This is our lettuce bed. The lettuce has done very good. It's starting to go to seed now. I wanted to have it to where I could bring it to the farmer's market, but this lettuce is not going to make it for the farmer's market. I don't believe it's too far gone. I know if you can notice you see the different rows of lettuce. I've planted, some speckled ones, some oak leaf, and just some regular lettuce that we like to eat. This actually is lettuce too that's gone to seed. It looks kind of crazy to think that's lettuce, but it is. And this lettuce is very prolific. And these seed heads, you can keep the seeds. Lettuce is not bad for crossing, and so I can keep the seeds, and then I'll have volunteer lettuce come up also. But if you can see the rows of grass that's in here, it looks like it's just grass, but what it is that I have planted onions in this bed, and after they were established, I came back and planted my little lettuce sets in between. And so I didn't really pull the grass real good around the onions because I didn't want to disturb the roots, but I want to show you what I have. I'm so excited. This is my first time to grow onions, and if you can see this little purple onion poking up, probably would be good if I could throw some more dirt over it, but it's kind of hard with the lettuce in here too. But I have some little onions growing in here, so I'm so excited. Next I'm going to show you our garlic bed. It looks terrible. I know it looks terrible. I've actually dug a little of the garlic from right here, and I stopped because my heads are looking about like this, and they should be larger than that. So I think I need to leave it in the ground a little bit longer. For some reason this year, see how the plants are laid down right there? They did that. I planted this garlic last October, because that's when you're supposed to plant it, and it has done wonderful. It has got nice and tall. But for some reason, it laid down like that. I'm going to wait a little longer to harvest it. And even if I just have those round heads like that, it's still edible. I haven't perfected growing garlic. I would like to have some nice big heads with large toes on it. But, I'll just have to keep experimenting. And back there at the end of the garlic is where I had my green onions. And I've let them go to seed where I can, where I can save some to have sets to set out next spring or fall. This is our squash patch. We have 3 rows. I guess they're about 20 feet long, 25 feet long. We also have some other squash in the big garden. This is the squash seed that I get from Baker Creek Seed, and the other one, I can't remember where I got the seeds from, but I just want to see that they're comparable. I love this squash. I actually let it get a little bigger than what this one is right here because it's still very tender. Most people, though, at the market, this is about the size they want, but for us, I do let it get a little bit bigger, but for market, I have to pick it about this size or even a little bit smaller. They like it. They're afraid it's going to be tough, but that's one thing I like about this seed is that it's very tender and very buttery. This is our green beans. We plant Louisiana purple pod green beans. That's our favorite. They turn green when they get hot, when you start cooking them. But we are just having a bumper crop this year. You just look at them. I haven't picked them. I picked them Sunday morning. I was trying to pick them Saturday evening, and I ran out by rain. So see, some of these are getting kind of big. They're still edible. They're not stringy. They're not tough at this size. I actually planted double rows, and so what I did is I piled up the dirt for the row, and I just planted about 3 or 4 inches apart. You know, down the row like that, and so then they both sides grow up the same strings and everything. So we're going to have a bumper crop this year. We are having a bumper crop. I picked 5 gallons last time I picked, and I would imagine I will pick much more than that this time. We've had so much rain, it's been good because things haven't dried out and they've been able to grow, but I think they need to dry out just a little bit. This is our corn. I can't remember the name of it right now, but Tommy will put it on the internet. I'm excited about this corn. It's an heirloom corn, and it's doing very good. It's starting to tassel. It'll be making the ears pretty soon. So I hope to be able to save some seed. I've never saved corn seed before, and I would like to be able to do that where I won't have to continue to buy it. I think I paid $14 a pound for this seed. So it's not cheap when you're ordering it by mail and to get heirloom. I can't get heirloom seeds around here unless it's from someone else saving them.
Sorry about the background noise. The chickens are upset. The dogs are in the pasture.
The last thing over here in what we call the small garden or the barn garden, it's not really small, but it was smaller than this. We've enlarged over the last few years. But anyway, this is our cotton. We've never grown cotton before, but you know, the heritage of this property that we live on, the home place and all, was that, you know, they really supported themselves by growing cotton. So we wanted to add that to what we grow. I think it'll be fun. I have a friend that knits. And so I think it would be fun if we could make something out of our cotton. I know this might not make anything, this little bit of cotton, but I'm doing this. This is an heirloom cotton. It's a green cotton, and so we'll at least get more seeds to plant more cotton for next year.